Hello, and welcome. You're listening to the realest podcast out there, the C.A.P.Cast. Brought to you by your hosts, Eli, Maverick, Austin, Tyler, Damien, and whoever else decides to talk in the background this week. If you wish to support the show, like, subscribe, and leave a comment to let us know your thoughts on today's topic, or how annoying your least favorite host was this week. And without further ado, I present to you the realest episode yet. No cap. Hello, welcome to the C.A.P.Cast.
Hello.
I am Eli.
I am the disembodied head of Tyler.
I'm Maverick.
I'm
Damien.
Austin.
We were doing so good. We were doing so
in
good.
order, Austin.
My bad.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
Austin doesn't adhere to your hierarchies.
Damien had our topic for today.
I did have our topic today.
Oh,
So
Damien has our topic today.
I have our topic today, and I think it's a good topic. Our topic today is accident stories. Everybody's
I
had
hate
no-
shitting myself, but it happens
So-
all the time.
Everybody has had no O.
Let me tell you about my life.
O? Who's starting us off?
Damien, you.
Oh,
because
right,
you're the
right
biggest
into it. Oh, I like
Am I starting
that.
us off?
You want Damien to start? You want him to have the whole
No,
episode?
No, I don't. Tyler, do you care to start? Or do you
Sure,
think
if we want to start with nothing interesting and then gradually proceed from there. Because
Okay.
I don't really do many things that result in O's very often. I'm not really the kind of guy who adheres to the philosophy of bad decisions make good stories. I don't really do much that like.
It makes such good stories.
What about the philosophy of it's easier to test the upper limit than the lower limit?
See, I don't
That's
really
such a
subscribe to that
That's
one
a good
either.
Okay.
I kind of
limit.
just like
Good.
find the limit that I'm good at and whatever works, and I just stay there.
I see.
I like Tyler's philosophy.
The only thing I do that like has the potential to put me in a bad state is I do rock climbing, and I've yet to. Yeah, they have a free rock climbing wall on campus. It's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
I want to go rock climbing. Jeez.
You should be a student at UT then.
Oh, that's a lot of money. That's not free.
Do they allow employees to go on it?
I don't know.
Because I am indirectly contracted.
You could ask.
Austin, there is a rock climbing gym literally not even 5 minutes away from your mom's house.
Aren't rock climbing
How do
gyms
you
like
know
stupid
that?
expensive though?
Because I used to
Your
go
mom
to
lives
it in
on
high
that?
school.
Yeah.
They are probably expensive. I don't know. I never paid for it.
Okay.
Well, anyways, that's like the only thing I do that's like kind of prone, and the most that's gone for me is I've like kind of injured my neck a little bit one time, but it wasn't that bad.
You're trying to tell me that as a kid you never made a stupid decision?
Well, I mean, not
I
that
guess
had
that'd be a
serious
reason.
consequences. Not that had serious consequences. Like the most, it wasn't even really like I guess my most consequential mistake, I would say, if you could even consider it a mistake, is going out. I was at Myrtle Beach, and I went out in the ocean when it was like kind of stormy, and there was like the moderate danger kind of deal.
That's a good time.
It turns out they like have those signs out for a reason, and it's not
I
just
didn't know
because
that.
it's not just because the waves be wildin'. Apparently, when the waves be wildin', stuff tends to wash in from the ocean. So you guys know jellyfish, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
I
I'm
like
aware.
where this is going.
I may have walked into one while I was wading back to shore.
On the way back.
Yeah,
Oh.
it got me on the way back. I was this close to safety.
That's
but
rough.
I have to tell you, touching jellyfish, not an experience I would recommend.
What do
I don't
they
know if
feel
this is
like?
I don't know if this is an all jellyfish thing or just the type of jellyfish that I walked into, but it felt vaguely reminiscent of like walking through razor blades, kind of.
You've done that?
That should be. So, I don't
Tyler
pursue
has
biology
an interest in
anymore,
one. He
but
wants
I
to walk
used to
through
be
razor blades.
I used to be really into biology. And the way that the jellyfish get you is they got little harpoons on their tentacles, and
Like Spider-Man.
they shoot into whatever they're trying to get. And then some jellyfish pump neurotoxin through the
There's a
little
lot of
harpoon.
keywords here that I have in common with jellyfish.
So
Harpoons.
anyway, Tyler probably did not get neurotoxin, but he sure did get stabbed with a bunch of little razor blades, pretty much. So he's
Well-
pretty much correct.
You're telling me it didn't feel like jelly?
It did not feel like jelly.
Why
It
are they
felt
even
like
called
pain.
that?
Yeah.
Austin,
It's
why are they called
deceptive
that?
marketing.
Because SpongeBob came up to like Christopher Columbus one time and was like, "Hey man, check this out," and then squirted a jellyfish all over the ship.
I wish I
Wow.
could be Christopher Columbus.
So
But
you could
anyways,
fuck a
Oh, I
manatee?
wonder if Indonesia has discovered those yet. Like, could I bring some groundbreaking science to Indonesia?
Anyway, I think we're getting
Probably
a little
not.
off topic here.
Never.
Talking
It-
about
We've never
jellyfish.
gone off topic.
I mean,
pain-
it's how the podcast is. We're gonna go off topic.
We haven't even been talking for 5 minutes. I think
Yeah.
Is
we're
that
okay.
true?
Is it true?
I don't know. I can't check without exiting full screen, and quite frankly,
The
I don't
internet
want to right
experience.
now.
It depends on if we include the Damien asking out Maverick's mom clip or not.
That was a good clip.
I
That's
don't
fair.
think I.
that could be perceived as an accident. But
Oh
ha-
no,
it
there was
was
intention
intentional.
on both sides.
There was intent behind that.
it was
Anyways,
Maverick's accident.
Sorry,
to
Maverick.
Let it happen.
It happens. It doesn't, but it does.
Anyways, the pain was not great, but honestly, it didn't last that long. So what the worst part ended up being,
Is you
Is
had,
that-
you had to get your brother to pee on you?
no, nobody
good
peed
question.
on me.
Oh,
You
no,
missed that
nobody peed on me.
opportunity?
Yes.
Wait,
Was it brought up?
No.
really?
what?
Wow.
You'd think it'd at least
I-
get brought up as a joke.
No, it was only my brother and my grandmother there.
Ah.
I still
see.
would have thought it would have been brought up.
But the worst part was actually that like where I got stung, it like itched for 2 weeks afterwards, which
Ooh.
kind of blew.
Skill
Because no one
issue.
pissed on it.
Maybe.
That's why.
Eli's
but
probably
yeah.
correct.
That's
know,
about the
Austin's a
extent.
marine biologist. He just confirmed what I said. That's
I'm
a fact.
not.
It's a
no,
fact.
no, 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 no.
Citation
I'm not a marine
needed, but
biologist.
probably a fact.
I'm not a marine
Yes, he
disclaimer,
is.
I'm not a marine biologist.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not even studying biology.
This is the
anymore.
realest podcast yet, no cap, and what I
No
say
cap.
goes.
Except
Ooh.
Eli likes to
Ooh,
lie. That's my psychology.
Dude, name one time I
Austin-
lied. What's one lie I've told?
I don't feel like going into my
I
archives
can't name
right
one.
now.
Austin, I have an objection.
This
I,
man
I'm,
is legit.
I'm studying biological
You pointed at
inspired
Tyler.
computing, which is like
That's Tyler.
We've
biology
talked about it.
adjacent, which
Point
means I have
this
the
way.
authority to
Go
dub
this
thee
way.
a marine
Yeah.
biologist.
No,
Yeah,
overruled because I'm better.
you don't have a choice.
Skill issue. I'm better.
Hey, so who else has had something bad happen to them?
I think it's only Tyler.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the only person. That's
Uh,
the
we've
worst
led-
thing that's
we-
ever
we-
happened to anyone.
we've led perfect lives
Wow.
on baby. Anyway,
Yeah.
Damien,
Yeah, Damien. Let's go to it, Damien.
All
Let's
right.
hear it. What's a
Okay.
good accident?
his face
Good
made me
accent.
like really sad for him somehow.
The year was 2018.
Okay.
Starting in semi-recent history.
So what?
Yeah.
5 years ago?
Yeah.
That's so
Was this
crazy.
middle
Never
school?
utter those words again.
Huh?
What is it? Would it be
Letter.
high school?
It was a day before Valleypalooza junior year of high school.
You might want to explain what Valleypalooza is.
So
It's this.
for those of you who don't
pretty
know what Valleypalooza
self-explanatory.
is, our school, we basically like a week or two before school actually starts, you go get photos in your schedule, and they have food trucks and all that jazz. And they act like it's a party, but it's not too party-ish, really.
Everyone hates it.
I never went.
Anyway, day before Valleypalooza, I was out on the farm riding my horse, as I do on the farm with my brother. My brother was on another horse. Anyway, we were out running around the field, you know, as one does. My dog Shadow, he was there with me, and we just started kind of galloping up the hill, as one does. Well, I get to the top of the hill and Shadow bites my horse Al's foot. Al doesn't like that. Al kind of starts going faster, and I'm like, okay. We get to the top of the hill, and we kind of hit a tree. By we, I mean me. I hit a tree and then kind of head first dive into the ground. The last thing I remember from that is yelling for my brother, and then I blacked out, and I woke up in a hospital room. So
this
apparently,
is why you are the way that you are.
This is where it all
makes sense
started.
now.
Head trauma.
apparently I walked from the top of the hill, from the far side of our field, all the way back to the barn, and it was a whole big fiasco. They decided, go ahead.
Did it happen? You didn't see it.
Do you have
That's what I'm
pictures?
told. I didn't see
Are
it.
you sure you weren't being gaslit?
Yeah,
I very well
they.
could be gaslighted, but there were other witnesses besides my family.
Oh, so if there's other witnesses, oh, never mind.
Dude,
They're all
the
just in on it.
horses?
No, we had hay delivered. I was apparently sitting in a chair while they had hay delivered, and they put it up because they thought I was faking it.
Oh,
And so the
okay.
hay guy, he drove by me twice. And he's like, "This kid's messed up." And it was at that point they decided to take me to the hospital.
The first time he was like, "This
I mean-
kid's messed up," but he lives on a farm. What can you expect? But the second time he was like, "Oh, he's actually messed up."
I mean,
So-
he would have said the same thing if Damon was sitting in the chair. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
I mean-
have you seen that guy?
So I woke up in the ER, and my parents said it was very obvious when I came to, and apparently it was some big, like, I was like throwing a fit, like it was like I was conscious in an unconscious mind, so to speak. And basically I had gotten a concussion, and I woke up 5 hours later from when I initially got on my horse. And
Damn it! Maverick.
Fuck.
That was not the time.
You play a dangerous game, Maverick.
Maverick literally said, "Boring ass story. Put on Subway Surfers."
I was trying to click the don't show and I missed.
But yeah, got a
I
concussion.
thought I would
woke
have
up
asked,
before
are
the
you
hospital.
sure?
Great. Apparently, it took like 6 nurses to get me out of the back of the pickup truck.
They put you in the back of the pickup truck?
In the back seat.
Okay. I was
wish
just
it was the
imagining.
back. That would have done a lot better, but it was the back seat of the pickup truck.
Man, I'm having a hard time thinking of an accident.
That's my accident.
I have two stories where I've been had pretty handedly.
Let's hear at least one of them.
I can tell both, but
Let's hear them, preferably
I don't-
one at a
I-
time.
okay. I feel like it would be a pretty big feat if I could tell both stories simultaneously.
Okay, well,
Anyway.
don't try.
I'm not gonna.
Let's go.
Stop
balls.
fasting me. So anyway, this first one involves a physical injury, and I was a wee lad. Probably I don't know. I guess 6 or 7 maybe. I could be wrong. Anyway, so we had these neighbors at the time. And we all had Razor scooters, and Razor scooters are pretty sick. And this one of the neighbor people who me and my sister were friends with, said they had a really cool trick that they could do with the Razor scooters. And so he took the Razor scooter by its handlebars and swung the bottom part around in a circular motion.
That's
And
cool.
Yeah, no, it was cool when I was
Until
watching
it hits you in the ankle.
Oh, it hit me somewhere not the ankle. I was crouched
The foot?
down, looking at this trick, and I got a little too close, and the Razor scooter smacked me in the skull.
Dude, this is explaining all of everyone in the group.
So I had been like, there is blood coming out of my head, and I don't remember much of this after, because it's been so long ago. But I don't imagine at the time that I would have remembered much after being hit in the head with a Razor scooter.
Was it a cool trick still?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second. This might be spoiling some future stories, but raise your hand in the group if you've had head trauma.
I don't
Okay,
know.
only Damien and Austin.
I don't think so.
Maybe. It's possible, but it wasn't
I had
only head
documented.
trauma if it was.
I did have to get stitches. I do remember that much.
Skill issue. Never been stitched. Never
Wait
broke
a
a bone.
second.
Built
And then-
different.
And then I've given my little sister Abby stitches at least twice, I think.
You've given her
brother
stitches, or
is
you've
also
given her an
head
injury that
trauma.
required stitches?
The second.
Okay.
Precision of language, my bad.
I gave my brother a black eye once.
Yeah,
You should do it
probably
again, bro.
did.
He needs to be humbled.
True.
It was on accident.
You should put it in
See,
the
accidents.
Yeah.
It was Abby also suffered the injuries under accidents as well.
Abby suffered.
She does.
Don't we all?
Oh,
A motherfucking mood.
Not
I,
me. The last time I suffered
that
was
the
the
first one to
jellyfish.
cuss?
What?
hmm?
What, Damien?
Was that just the first one to cuss?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who was?
I
Because I don't
noticed.
think it was.
It was. I think it was.
Guys,
I
was
said
me.
piss earlier.
Oh.
I
I
just
do
said
like
fuck.
that.
You know it was me.
It was
And,
Tyler.
what's your
Tyler's a
other
very
story,
nice one.
What, Maverick?
What's the other story, Austin?
Oh, my other story was one of my own doing, but like different. So this one is junior year in high school, and I decided to. Oh, I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but I decided to date this girl in junior year of high school. I didn't. I was not well versed in looking for red flags, so this person just happened to be a very manipulative human being. Not a good time for anybody. I don't have much details, which is why the other story is better in my opinion. But I did not have a very good time during those 6 to 8 months.
I
think.
know who you're talking about.
Damien sure does know who I'm talking about.
No clue.
Anyway, we weren't friends during that time, so you wouldn't.
I think Tyler's the only one who might know.
I know of the current. I don't know a lot of the details,
Okay.
but I know of it, and I think I know the name of the person.
One time, we were taking prom pictures, and she snapped at me to get me to turn around, and I didn't notice. But had I noticed, I would have found it rather rude. But I didn't notice. I was just chilling.
You wouldn't have
Yeah.
turned around and barked.
No,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
do that.
All right.
You don't like it when people snap
Damien
at you to
does.
get your attention.
I do not like
I'll
that.
keep that in mind.
Okay, Tanya.
Hey, Austin.
I can't even see Tyler right now.
You know, fun fact. I also had like a snapping thing in one of my relationships, but it was a mutual agreement. But
Oh.
but also the roles were reversed.
That's
Okay.
different.
Guys,
don't
have I
believe
told
that
you about
example.
have I told you about my ideal like snapping related condition in human society?
No.
No.
Okay.
Is it like Captain Underpants?
No. I'm gonna need to. All right, I need to turn off the background for this because it's gonna screw things up. How do I do this?
Oh yes. So
That's the wrong
Tyler is
button.
Tyler is turning off his background right now for the listeners who are listening and
He didn't turn off
having
his
some difficult time
He is.
turning the
I'm
background
kind of
off.
surprised
Give
how
me-
much
give
of
me
a
a sec, give me a
difficult time
sec.
he's having.
Oh, there it went.
All
The
right, there we
background is
go.
off.
All right. So you know how not everyone's super friendly in today's society,
Yes.
and you know how some people are like overly formal and it kind of kills the mood.
Yes.
hmm
So here's my solution. You know how this like standardized greeting is like hi or hello or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that we as a people should move it to like whenever you just see someone, you just walk up and get them with
The finger guns.
the
Like
snap into finger guns into A. That's the standard greeting I think we should go by.
I like
Tyler?
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing take.
Good job.
Yep. I have a accidental story.
And
Just one.
Does this one
Uh,
also involve a relationship?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So I was at one point in my life, I was a little kid, believe it or not.
what?
I
That
can't
makes-
believe it.
That makes
I
one of
know.
us. I was made just like this.
I saw a video of Tyler the other day, like from when was the that video from?
I remember seeing Tyler about like high school.
Yeah, Tyler hasn't changed at all.
Yeah,
Just
he's
about.
just grown
I've
facial
grown-
hair.
I've grown
He's
a
got-
goatee. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. I was a little kid once, and we were at this place that our family goes camping quite a bit, and there's a lot of rapids. It's up in the Smokies, right? And as a little kid, you always want to go down the rapids, right? But I was like pretty small at this point. It was like I'm in. I think I was in arm floaties. I don't remember. Uh, but small enough that what they would do is that mom would be at the top of the rapids and push us down, and dad was at the bottom of the rapids, and he would catch us.
At least
Because
that's how it's supposed to go.
that's how it was supposed to go. Well, they pushed Orion down, and dad caught him. And then within that time frame, dad found a fishing line in the water. And he's like, "Oh, this is a swimming hole. Let me get this real fast." And so he's like in the water, like underneath the water, trying to get this fishing hook out of the whatever rock. And mom pushes me down the rapids. And of course, I'm like sitting in my tube, and I'm like, "Ah, yes, a father will catch me." And like I'm floating by dad, and mom's yelling at dad, but can't really hear him. And finally, he just turns around after I'm pretty far past him, and he's like, "Bow to me." And I'm like, I couldn't, just because like I just didn't have enough umph. And I remember just floating down, floating down the river, and I was like, "Ah, this is my life now."
Going out
Yeah.
to sea.
Oh, I floated in my little kid mind. I floated for like a solid like 10 minutes, but it's really like probably 3 or 4 minutes. Still like a considerable amount of time. Within that time frame, there's one section of the rapids that that nobody's really at. It's because it's like a 5 foot waterfall at one point. And I remember driving up there being like, "Oh, cool, there's a waterfall," and so I knew it was coming up. And I remember the water wide. I remember like trying so hard. I remember I was not crawling, but like my feet at the bottom, trying to run across the bottom in the tube to the right, and it still pushed me left. And I remember I went off that little waterfall, and I basically went. I fell through the tube, went all the way, hit the bottom, and came back up right in the tube again. And I remember thinking, "Huh, that couldn't have gone any better." And eventually, I just see dad running down the road beside the river, finally catch up and catch me. And I was like, "Ah, that was a good one."
That's pretty good.
I haven't done that again. I still know where that is, and I still, to this day, I'm like, "Wow, I wouldn't go down there right now."
You fear it.
Yeah,
He's traumatized.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say traumatized. I'd given $20.
Well, we would.
20
Oh,
bucks.
is
And
fair.
Austin is a therapist.
I'll give you
so
20
he'd
bucks
know.
to go do it right now.
I am not. Please do
It
not
would cost
title me as a therapist.
more than $20 to get there.
Where's it at?
Okay.
Greenbrier.
You could do that on one tank of gas.
How much is a tank of gas for you guys? $20?
Bro,
Yeah,
my tank's already
$20.
got the gas in it. I was gonna fill up
Okay.
anyways.
Okay, then
Gas
come
that's
pick me
already
up.
in your car is
No,
free.
it'd be more than that for me.
Oh yeah. Both.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha,
which I knew, Tyler. Both of my
Guys,
cars
we're
need.
doing this podcast
gas.
now in Greenbrier. So
Oh yeah. Well, let's turn the background off, guys. Like, yeah, we know.
I'm
We're
actually already at the campground.
Yeah.
That's what all the
Whoa.
mushrooms are.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of accident stories I could say. I guess. I got another one if we need to.
Okay, well I
Eli
have
still
some.
hasn't given
Yeah,
any,
right?
I got a couple. So we'll start with like an early one, and then we'll go to one that's like a parallel but not as early. So I used to have this friend named Colton, and his parents.
Roberto?
Yeah, his parents.
You might want to
not his
believe that. I
parents.
don't know about that.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
His grandparents had like this little like farm area where they had cows and stuff, and we drive 4-wheelers there. And one time I was driving it, and I was like, "Oh, dude, there's a log right there. I'm so glad I'm in a 4-wheeler so I can just go over it." And it was apparently a bigger log than me as a child anticipated, and so I just hit it and like flipped the 4-wheeler onto me. And at the time, I was like, "This is fine." Like I was okay. I didn't even feel it land on me, but apparently it looked really bad. But that happened, and then I remember like talking to Colton, and a little after like establishing everything was okay, but the 4-wheeler didn't work. He was like, "You broke my 4-wheeler." I was like, "Yeah, my bad, dude. I'm sorry." Anyways.
Look, just look.
Eli, that's amusing because my dad has done the same thing, except he did seriously hurt himself doing it.
Yep.
I'm
same
just
here.
built different.
He had to get stitches in his face, and for like many years he could not raise one of his eyebrows. It was very amusing.
Oof.
I didn't even injure myself, and I was about to say something to start too. Not true. I can raise both of my eyebrows, but one of them I can't raise without the other.
Yep.
I see.
Same here. I can't do the other way
Is
though.
that The Rock?
If Eli's a good editor this time, he'll do this. He'll put the sounds in there.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
What sounds?
Subpar editing once more.
Yeah. Hey, look, guys. If you guys want better editing, then I'm down for literally anyone to help.
Okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
I'm really
Okay.
good at editing.
I know.
you-
I actually believe you. I remember your work in the Danimal movie.
That was not
Dude.
me.
Yeah,
Dude.
but I just assumed if one of you was such a good editor, you would have had a hand in it. So
That's an accident in and of itself. Damien not writing the script for the Danimal. Like, do you remember that?
you guys don't even. There's actually been a real Danimal movie that happened.
There
Really?
Yeah, they filmed and everything for it. Sadly, none of the footage got used for the movie.
So we actually filmed a movie. So
I was there. I sat in a tree for 20 minutes and it was so uncomfortable.
Eli was really high up in a tree. Anyway, so those of you guys don't know, me and Eli, we did scouts growing up, and a few years back, I was trying to figure out what Maverick was doing. Anyway, one year they introduced film competition, and we were like, let's do it. Well, you see, the Panthers won the first year.
And the second year.
And
the
every
second-
year after.
And we
except
would
for
have
one
won
year
the
where they
third year if they didn't give it to another patrol out of pity.
Anyway, third year we were. Was this the third competition or the second one, Eli?
This was the third one.
Third, I thought so. Anyway, we were my patrol, the greatest patrol out there. We were trying to think about the best way to combat the panther problem.
I
It
hate
was a
pine
problem.
trees.
Anyway, we thought the only way to confront the panther problem was to confront it head on and have our own superhero movie. Well, anyway, we met one day, we did a lot of filming, and it kind of could have turned out good. Well, our editor lost most of our footage and decided to reanimate it with Legos. From what I'm told, I did not actually see it because I had a school thing that night.
I saw
We
it.
couldn't go. From what I heard, it was not the best. Some people said it was horrendous. There's that.
It was
And
rough.
he
L
was
plus
all-
ratio.
The guy was all frantic to try to refilm everything, and it didn't really happen.
Mm.
There were some
Yeah.
bits that could have been really good, and they just didn't make the cut.
Well,
I was
there-
excited for the movie.
It could have been really good.
Sorry, Maverick. Continue.
There was also, you guys were gonna redo it, weren't you?
Yes.
And
we were.
all
I
Oh.
signed over rights to Shanae Enterprises.
and all Damien had to do was make some form of a script.
There is a partial script out there, and I could pull it up.
What? Google Docs, Danimal, the movie.
No, there was a good 5 minutes at least of film that we could have done.
Hang on, give me a second.
Which, keep in mind, your average Shanae film was about 15 minutes, so that's about a third of the movie.
I was incredibly busy. There was a lot going on in my life. I couldn't just sit down and devote a lot of time.
Yeah.
Skill issue.
On that subject, if you want to watch the award-winning Captain Shanae movies,
I recommend The Dark Presence.
link will be in the description. And if I remember, I'll also put it at the end of this video.
The Dark
can't-
Presence has a really compelling villain.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
can't wait for the yearly summertime. Do you guys want to do that again? It
Yeah.
happens every year. We're now. Damien is now showing us the script.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Your browser has been updated to the newest version. Ooh.
That's the wrong one.
You're showing us the wrong one then.
still the wrong one.
So while Damien's
Damien.
figuring that out,
Well-
I'll go into my second one. So kind of related, another vehicle-related
Got it.
oopsie I did. That I'll come back to once Damien's done.
Coke.
Oak?
Damien just has a thing of it's just his Coke.
I'm
Like
really
on
just a
the
Pepsi
Cool
man in a
Dogs.
Coca-Cola society.
What?
I do. I don't remember where that's from. Okay, so anyway, it appears I have 5
How
different
is your
tests.
storage
my-
86% full?
Why? Oh my
No.
gosh, dude, you have 13 gigabytes of stuff.
What?
I've got a lot of stuff.
You have 5 scripts for Danimals?
Let's see what this
Okay, yeah, this is familiar.
It's happening now. Wow, that didn't happen.
That
submitted
aged
drug
poorly.
cocaine. Oh, this is one of my favorite scenes that we could have done.
Yeah,
I really liked this.
but you guys see, there was a script. There was. I remember because he came to my advisory a good portion of times to write it.
There's
remember.
4 pages. There's 3, 4, 3. Okay, yeah. What's the other scripts? Oh.
Corbin did this.
Okay.
Hey, gotta go. Wow. What?
This is
What do you
when
call?
Corbin hung out with us on a regular.
I haven't
Classic.
seen him in a while.
While you're looking at this, I'm gonna go and tell my story for the people that aren't watching. So I'm coming back from hanging out with some friends, right? It's pretty late and it's raining pretty good. But I'm playing Eurobeat, so I really don't care that it's raining and that it's dark and stuff. So I'm going a little fast, and I see the sign that says water ponding. And you know, I wasn't 100% sure what that meant. I was like, oh, okay, well, it's raining. Of course, there's going to be water on the road. I didn't realize it meant there was going to be a literal lake in my lane about 500 feet away from that sign. So anyways, I hit this pond of water at like 80 miles per hour. And so I'm sideways just on the interstate. I'm like, wow, that sucks. And then I look, and I'm like, damn, there's a semi-truck, like, that's going to hit me. Like, I recall, like, seeing the headlights directly to my right, and my only thought that went through my head was, damn. Anyways, I got hit by a semi-truck, and it totaled the car, but I didn't have any major injuries, but I did black out, so I guess I may have had head trauma. But I remember I got out, and the first thing I said to the truck driver that hit me was, well, I can mark that off my bucket list. Anyway, so that's that.
I remember
That's a
hearing
good
about
story,
that for
Eli.
the first time.
Yeah.
I remember Eli posting that to his Snapchat story, and the first thing that I said to him was, "Why'd you do that?" I didn't ask if he was okay or anything, or like, "Oh, do you need anything?" Just, "Why'd you do that?"
I think I said, "Holy shit, are you okay?"
Yeah.
That I feel like I recall you saying those exact words.
I don't think
my
I was
logic-
on
I feel like I
Snapchat
could
at this
quote that.
point.
I don't think
My
you were
logic
either.
was, if he posted it to his story, he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I posted it to my story using my dad's phone because I couldn't find my phone or glasses until the next day.
Ooh. I got an accident story. This happened very recent, as in today.
Oh.
So
It doesn't get fresher than this.
Holy
It
moly.
doesn't.
We
Unless
haven't
it
heard
happens.
this.
unless this
Wow.
happens right now. Okay. So I have a buddy of mine named Marshall. He wants to go to the lake. Good day.
I know
Good
what's
man.
happening.
Yeah. He asked, "Do you want to take the dogs?" You know what I say? Sure. They can't cause too many issues. Boy, were we wrong once more. It's always you always have to get bit by that. So we go and do our normal. It should be a 5-minute prep job to get the boat ready. It's a 30-minute prep job to get the boat ready, and we're not even really fully prepped. So we go, we launch the boat, and he has 2 dogs now. You have 3. Okay, hold on. That doesn't make it sound good. Well, previously 3 dogs, 1 passed away. Now only 2.
Pulled the Eli
almost
there
was
for a
one.
second.
Almost was one. Because there's two of them. Dixie, who is old, she's a black lab, and Ginger, who is younger. By old, I think Dixie's either 12 or 13, and Ginger's like 8 or 9. But Dixie's a good dog. She's old, listens to you all the time. Ginger's an idiot. I met Ginger. I watched her jump off a cliff just about. That's the first time I met that dog. She's been hit by a car twice.
Good dog.
Dumb dog. Really stupid. So Ginger likes to stand on the very front of the boat, dead center. And it's a flat bottom boat. So like you can be on the front pretty easily. And we're going across the water, and Marshall wanted to pull off somewhere. So it wasn't even like he did it on purpose or anything. He just eased off the throttle. And this dumb dog, I'm sitting on the front, like my back to the front of the boat, and I look over because I hear the fearful scratching of fiberglass of a dog panicking. And I just see Ginger, I just see her go thump directly on front of the boat. And as soon as I see her go thump, I'm like, dog's dead. No way. Because what you're not considering is not only does she go in the water at Mach fuck, not only does she get hit by the boat probably, the propeller's still spinning. Like, and she was dead center of the boat. And so, we go, dog goes, me and Marshall both go, basically, fuck, Ginger's dead. And we both turn around and she pops up and we're like, okay, she's not dead yet. And somehow this dog, not a scratch on her, we pulled her back in the boat and everything, went right back to the front. Wasn't even phased. Okay, she was kind of phased. The boat definitely hit her. Like she definitely was like a little bit woozy. Like she was like, ooh, I definitely got hit in the head really hard. However, I want to be at the front of the boat. And she's just a stupid dog. Like,
The head trauma doesn't help, I'd guess.
oh, it didn't hurt her probably. I mean, she's already about stupid. I don't think I've never met a dog that has been almost dead as many times as her, and she's been just fine. She doesn't complain. She's like, "Yep, let's go for it." That dog, I wouldn't say she's either on or off, but she's never even off. She's just full blast all time. So yeah, that happened today.
Wow. Lucky
Wow.
dog.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but then she went after some gooses because she was feeling
Geese.
froggy.
So we
Damien.
we were on
Geese,
one.
Damien.
Did you actually just say gooses?
Yes.
Yeah, he sure did.
Hey, Damien, do you know how to speak?
Did you guys know there's not a goose emoji?
What? What did you just
Damon,
say?
what are you opening? Why did you reopen this?
Why did you reopen this?
Oh my gosh.
I got you covered. This is close enough. This is as close as you're getting.
Goose.
Damien, do you believe everything you read on the internet?
Bro, it doesn't get more accurate than this.
It
Yes, it
doesn't
sure
get more
does.
accurate than that.
Hey,
That's
Damien,
because you're
if
using Google and not DuckDuckGo. You're reading what the government wants you to see.
Yeah.
Do I
So,
need to go to
anyways,
DuckDuckGo?
Yeah.
This Ginger, after she got ran over by the boat, we went to an island, and on another island, pretty far away, there were some geese, and so we were like, "Hey, Ginger, go get those geese." And sure enough, she swam all the way to the other island, got onto the beach of the island. The geese got mad at Ginger, and she went, "Ah, this ain't it, Chief," and then swam all the way back. And it wasn't like it was a short swim either. It was like, wow, my camera zoomed all the way in, and you can't really see what's happening on the beach there. And then she came back, and I was like, "Hey, Ginger, go get those geese." And she ran back into the water, and I was like, "Okay, please don't do that to yourself."
Nice.
You could
Yeah.
That
you could
dog
just
was-
look up goose plural, Damien.
That dog is a mentally
I'm not
handicapped.
doing that.
What do you mean you're not doing
What do you
that?
mean not doing that? So are we having an argument now about plural of goose?
We aren't.
The plural of goose is geese, right there at the top right. Right there at Merriam-Webster, right below it.
Yeah.
Plural.
The plural
geese.
for moose.
Damien,
is
what did
meat.
I tell you? The government wants you to think you're correct. This is why we use DuckDuckGo in this house.
What you don't know when you got knocked out is that the entire government of the United States of America was like, "Oh, it's time. Set up the simulation.
Make it the gooses. It's time.
Make it." Yeah. Orange Man was just a slip up,
Yeah.
a glitch in the.
He was actually a byproduct of the Montauk chairs resurfacing as a government experiment.
What?
Nothing.
Well, does anyone else have any other accident stories?
I shit myself.
I have one that's kind of recent, but it's not super long.
Let's hit it.
Go ahead.
So, I was in Alaska last summer. While I was in Alaska, one of the activities that I was set to do was mountain biking. And not like a typical mountain biking as in like going through rough terrain or anything. I was biking down like a road on a mountain. It was like pretty tall, pretty steep, but it was like nothing super fancy. But we were going down a pretty steep mountain on bikes. Most of the time pretty fast. It was a bit curvy. So you couldn't entirely see all the people in front of you right when they start doing stuff. I am not the best biker. I can bike fine, but I have the habit of not using my brakes entirely properly. In that I only use my back brake. I do not use the front brake. Because it has been drilled into me that if I use just the front brake, I will flip over. So I use only the back brake. Because, if using just the front brake will flip you over, then maybe using both brakes will flip you over too, is the thought process.
I like to think that anytime Tyler gets on a bike and he just barely touches the front brake, no matter what speed, either topped out or even like you just sat on the bike, it just automatically it just flips you.
Yeah, that's basically
That would
what
be
happens.
a good montage.
But normally the back brake method works fine for me. It has, however, on one occasion failed me. It might be this story. So, anyways,
that must have been a bad occasion.
So we're going down the mountain, and we go around this curve, and then I'm going rather swiftly, because I like to zoom. I like to go fast. And then I notice, after I come around the curve and I can see everyone who is in front of me, they are slowing down considerably. They're like all accordioning up. They were like sort of spread out, but then they accordion up when they slow. I am not that far behind them. And I am still going not that slow. So I get on the back brake. I don't think the back brake was meant to stop me entirely from the speed at which I was going. So I'm not slowing down fast enough. So I start to try to position myself so I'm not going to hit my uncle who is right in front of me. And then I realize that I am losing control of the bike. I start wobbling.
Ooh.
Apparently, from the people who were behind me, it is at this point that they realized, oh no, this isn't going to end well. I wobble pretty successfully for like a good maybe 30 seconds to a minute before I do eventually lose my balance and wipe out. This is one of my lesser known skills. But due to me not being a very coordinated person, I'm actually very good at falling. So,
Me too.
So what? What?
I don't know about that one, Damien.
Oh,
I can fall standing up straight, not doing it.
Okay.
That's not what he means.
There's a difference between you falling a lot and then when you fall, being able to hit the ground and not hurt yourself. Because I do remember a certain somebody falling 6 times on a hiking trip, one way.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Ah, I see. Continue, Tyler.
No comment.
So anyways, I come off the bike. I realize I was in the position where I either continued to bike normally and hit the person in front of me, or try and wobble to slow myself down and then risk falling. I chose the latter because I didn't want to hit anybody. But because I knew I was going down, I had time to plan the fall. So when I come off the bike, I'm able to put myself kind of horizontal and get the spin move going.
Oh.
So I kind of just fall off and then roll a little bit. I'm basically uninjured. I'm totally fine. And here's where the story goes well for me. Because I made it like 90% of the way down the mountain. I made it through the cool part. I got to see the views. I got to go the fast. I did the fun part. The rest of the bike trip was just like flatlands through Alaska, dinky town, that was not very fun, but was apparently rather exhausting, according to my mother, who is a rather fit individual and still struggled with the bike ride. But me, apparently they have a clause, the company that I was doing the bike ride with, where if someone takes a dive, they're not allowed to get back on the bike. So they call up a van, and I get to ride. I just get to ride back all the way down. Overall, it worked out in my favor, I would say.
Maverick and I also have a bike-related incident.
Which one?
I'm talking about the one at that one Middle Eastern wedding that we went to that one time.
Oh.
What?
Oh. So.
I've not
you
heard
tell
this
that
story.
Eli.
All right, so we're at this resort.
I'll butt in. Yeah.
And
Quick
we weren't actually there for the wedding, but the wedding was happening, and this did happen like within eyeshot of the wedding.
Pretty close eye shot too.
Yeah, but they had this place where you could rent like those big like 3-wheel bikes that you pedaled side by side.
No, it wasn't 3. It was 4 wheels.
Oh, okay.
Like I had never seen it before. It was a 4-wheeled, like you sit next to the person like a car, and you both pedal. And I was like, whoa. There was a steering wheel.
Yeah.
It's like a quadcycle?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. I was like, whoa, that's
Tandem
cool.
quadcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we rented this, and you couldn't take it anywhere super cool. You could just take it around their little like golf course.
Also, we paid extra for an hour and not 30 minutes. Definitely should have just used 30 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
But also it wasn't expensive, but it was kind of like paying this much for this.
Yeah.
And so that kind of spurred some later thoughts of like, oh man, we can't be seen after this has happened now. So what ended up happening was we would take turns, like, because the poor guy beside you was just pedal. There's no entertainment value there. It's just one guy steer and pedal, the other guy just pedals. So we were taking turns. I remember it was Eli. We just had to go against this sidewalk, basically. That went around.
It was an L. It was, you had the track, and then the sidewalk branched off to join the like normal sidewalk of the resort, and the intersection was like straight, and then the road you came in intersects like that. So it was like a T intersection.
Yeah, there was a few sharp corners, and I remember Eli was driving, and this is getting late, so we're like, man, we're kind of bored with this hour of this. And there was this corner, and I sitting there thinking to myself, how fast can you hit this corner? And was the steering on the right side? No, that was on the left side.
Left
was
side.
on the right. Yeah. And Eli was driving, and I was like, Eli, how fast do you think you can hit that corner? And Eli's like, you can probably hit it pretty fast. I'm like, let's see how fast we can take the corner. I remember Eli being like, are you sure you want me to be the driver for this? I was like, didn't I say I trust you with every ounce of my being?
That's a lot of ounce.
Yeah.
I think I said
that was said.
for sure. And I also remember he asked, should I use brakes? in which I responded, "Brakes are for quitters." Uh, so it's just like 90-degree
basically,
turn.
Maverick was responsible for all of the following actions.
So it was a left-hand turn, and um, I was on the right side of the bike, and Eli was on the left. He was steering. So we started going around this turn, and it was about the point where you're like, "Wow, we just took this turn at this speed." That I start feeling my side start to dip down a little bit, and I was like, it'd be really cool if Eli steered the other way so we don't flip this real fast."
I didn't know to do that at the time.
And then quickly it turned into he's not doing that. And I remember jumping off this bike and trying to hold it up as it flips, like sledding across the grass, because this like kind of took not a lot, like I said, not a lot of money, but I was like, oh god, don't let it hit the ground. And unbeknownst to me, everything settles down, and poor Eli was
So
on the. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so the bike thing, it tilts like this, right? And so Maverick bailing out, he can just kind of like pop out, right? I had to jump like out of a 2-story building basically compared to him, right? And you see, the problem with this 2-story building is there's a flagpole, aka a pedal, sticking out right in the middle of it. So if you don't jump far out, you just get sacked by this pedal, right? So I didn't jump that far out. So I get sacked by this pedal falling out of this 2-story building. It was not actually 2 stories. It was obviously just a bike, but it was like
No, you're riding a 2-story bike.
yeah.
He had to
Pretty
be
tall
up
bike.
there though. It wasn't like it was like a oh man.
It was up there.
And I remember like getting on the bike and poor Eli's like, ah. And the Indian wedding's happening and people are looking at us, and I was like, Eli, dude, come on, we gotta go. Eli, like people are kind of, they're not really walking towards us, but they're kind of like, are they okay? And then I'm like, dude, a resort person's gonna see us. And I remember finally, Eli's like, dude, I can't pedal. And I was like, just sit on the bike, I will pedal. Okay, we've got to get out of here. And poor Eli. We didn't have any questions. We went and returned it, didn't say a word, and probably made somebody laugh quite a bit.
Yeah. It
Was
a
the
good
bike at all
time.
damaged?
Not to our knowledge.
I didn't really look too much. I didn't want to look. I kid you not, this happened. We went and finished the loop and dropped it off. Like we never even stopped really.
Yeah.
How long did this all take you? Did you get much past your 30 minutes?
No, we had an hour.
That you paid. Yeah, I know, but the 30 minutes you said was the default, and then you paid extra for an hour.
I mean, if we
We
hadn't
probably
done
didn't
that,
get that far.
I think the decision was we need to go return this. I think we actually had time left, but it was I don't want to make another loop, and we need to
Yeah.
return this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. I was
Yeah.
wondering if you got any value out of that extra.
Oh, we
hour,
got
extra
value.
30 minutes.
That place also had the best lazy pool.
It was very nice.
Oh, speaking of accents, real fast, we saw a plane crash. Or we didn't see a plane crash.
Dude, you need to stop going on vacation with me. This was all on the same vacation. Dude, that was
Yeah.
a crazy vacation.
Let the record be known. Our group kind of has a reputation. Wherever we go, something bad usually happens.
So I'll finish up because we've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
Basically, I wanted to go to the beach because I'm terrible and I don't ever want to go to a beach again after this. Basically, we went and we were dropped off at the beach, just me and Eli. And we went to the beach, we had our spot, and they were like, we forgot towels. And so me and Eli went back to the van to get towels. And there was this air show going on. And I remember, like, in traffic, we're watching this air show. I'm like, dang, that's pretty cool. And we go to get towels, and I remember hearing something just running like shit. I remember, like, it was enough for me to stop and look around for, like, some truck that's just dying. And I remember just being like, that thing wasn't running very good. And then we walked back to the beach, and everyone's, like, kind of running, and I'm like, I guess there are a lot of people playing the game. And I remember Eli's mom going, a plane just crashed in the water. And we looked to our right, and like a B-2 bomber had crashed into the ocean. Turns out he had an engine malfunction and had to put it in the water. And I remember the conversation afterwards of like, thinking everyone's okay. Nothing we can do. Well, do you still want to go to be? Do you still want to be here? I mean, we came all this way, and so no matter what happened to anyone, we were like, we're going to like we're just gonna swim. So
Yeah.
luckily, I think
You
everyone was
got the
okay.
scales though, right?
Oh yeah, we got the. I also got the worst sunburn in my life.
I remember that. That was fun.
Maverick has a
was-
thing for sunburn.
I
Yeah.
burn very easily, and I wouldn't say we got stranded. We stranded ourselves by accident.
Yeah, we weren't really stranded. We just didn't know we weren't.
Yeah, so basically we could have just called at any time.
Well,
walked back.
neither of us had our phone, and my mom changed parking spots, but she was still in the parking lot.
And we didn't know that.
Yeah. So after Maverick was tomato red, I decided I should probably ask a stranger for their phone, to which I called my mom, and she was not happy because she had apparently tried to reach us or something.
Yeah, I was so burned.
Yeah.
It was bad. I remember I think I had sun poisoning, for sure. About
Happens.
because it was I think we came back a Sunday. Monday I was okay. I think Monday night was whenever I was like, I don't feel very good. Then Tuesday and Wednesday was just I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't move. I was throwing up. I couldn't keep liquids down. And then Thursday I had to go to work. I remember like going to work and I was like, ooh, I still don't feel very good. But yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyone else have any stories or retellings?
Existing, I was an accident.
I think we all can genuinely agree with that one.
I was planned.
I don't think we were agreeing that we were accidents. I think we were just all agreeing that Austin was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No offense, Austin.
Yeah,
I
I
love
was-
you
I
in a
was-
non-homosexual way.
Yeah.
My mom told me I was.
Oh, okay, so we're chill. All right.
Is she actually?
It was either that or my dad.
Mm.
I was unplanned.
You weren't a preemie, were you?
Happy accident.
I don't remember.
The fuck
Not
is
that
that
I
preemie?
could remember. Not that I could remember.
Well, I think this is when we should end the podcast. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching this week. We'll see you next week.
Eli was so distracted getting the emoji.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Wait.
Realist Podcast. Comment
Talk.
below
Talk,
who your
talk,
favorite podcaster is. You all know it's me.
Okay.
Comment below on a scale of 1 to 10 how stupid Damien is for thinking it's gooses.
And
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment to let us know how we did. I would also like to note that nothing any of our hosts say at any point is to be taken seriously or as genuine advice. All hosts are simply adding their genuine personality to each episode, thus making this podcast the realest one yet. No cap.